is a grown-up place.
Las Vegas is a town that's lost somewhere.
You stay up till midnight. Your parents gamble. You play poker. And you gamble some money in.
I don't know how to gamble, and by the way, that's not, it's illegal.
My parents hired a babysitter, and we had to stay in the hotel room.
Wouldn't it be nice to be a kid and just say whatever came to your mind and have people be okay with it because you don't know any better? Well, thanks to the internet, parents are sharing the most embarrassing things their child has said or done in public, and of course it's hilarious. Being a kid is so nice. For example, I take my pants off in the middle of a Walmart and start crying, saying, I want to put on those underwear now.
How's that different?
And I get arrested.
You would get arrested.
Little Timmy does it, and everyone's like, oh, that's fine. He doesn't know any better. But it would be nice to be a kid because you don't have to have a filter and you can do whatever you want because you don't know any better yet. And a list is going viral of the most embarrassing things kids have done in public as according to parents.
Aww.
It's hilarious. We'll go over it. One says, my daughter asks every bald man if he's her daddy.
What?
Even if we are with her daddy.
Oh, that's so cute.
Wait, but why?
Maybe her dad's probably bald.
Oh, that makes more sense.
We're going over a list that's going viral of the most embarrassing things people's kids have done or said in public. Here's another one. We were in the pet food aisle of a grocery store and talking about how our dog was very old when he died and how our cat was quite old, and we weren't sure how much longer he would have to live. This older woman was sharing the aisle with us, and my 4-year-old son turned to point at her and said, so this lady, and then the parent said I had to scoop him up and cover his mouth before he finished it. She's also gonna die soon.
That's awful. I know.
Nina, have you ever had a kid say something to you awkward in public?
Well, I don't know if it's awkward as much as it just happened earlier this week, actually. We took my mom out for dinner. We were with my niece and my nephew. My nephew's 4, and he's really big into saying words like butt and poop and all that kind of stuff. So he just made up his own little song, started standing on top of, like, the chair thing, and was singing for the whole restaurant to hear. So in that moment, I was like...
Was the restaurant impressed with the butt poop song?
The guy sitting behind him was. He was like, that's so cute. My poor brother was like, sit down. You better sit down real quick. It was really... I thought it was great. I was really impressed by his musicality.
We're going over a list of the most embarrassing things kids have said or done in public. Call us with yours if you have one, 888-343-1061. One says, I took my daughter, I think she was 3 at the time, into a public restroom with me, and she loudly started asking why I have hair on my butt. It also says it wasn't my butt.
Right. I love that.
Another one says, an older woman wearing a big black cloak-looking jacket with a visible wart on her nose said hi to my daughter at a grocery store when she was almost 3.
Aww.
And then my daughter immediately glared at her and said, go away, witch.
I love
See, don't you wish you could do that as an adult sometimes, just as a joke, right? Just like, hey, you're a witch because you got a wart on your nose, but you can't do that. That's rude.
Super mean.
We really do ruin ourselves becoming adults.
And if the lady with the wart on her nose could laugh at herself and go, I kind of do, huh?
Yeah.
It'd be fun, right? People should just lighten up a little bit. Also, don't do that because it is rude.
Slightly. If a kid does it, it's okay.
Yeah. We're going over a list of the most embarrassing things kids have said or done in public, according to parents. One says, we were standing in line to get on a plane, and my oldest, who was 3 at the time, pointed to the man directly behind us who had a very large stomach and said very loudly, he's having a baby.
Oh, no. Which is something you should never guess about anyway. And in this case, that's bad.
Yeah, I was at the grocery store the other day, and the clerk did it. To ask someone when they're due, and they weren't due.
No.
It happens so often. Why? If you're not absolutely sure, don't ask.
If they aren't wearing a shirt that says, I am currently pregnant with a child,
right?
You should just assume that you don't need to go down that route of
I
conversation.
felt so bad for the woman too.
It's the worst feeling ever.
Of course
it has
it
happened
is.
to me, and
You've
it was
gotten it?
awful.
That happened to you too, Nina?
Yes, I was wearing a bathing suit, so underneath of my shirt it was wet, so it looked like I had if I was leaking or something. So somebody was like, "Oh, how far along are you?" or whatever. I'm like, "What are you talking about?" They're like, "Well, you're leaking. Doesn't that mean something?"
Oh.
I was like, "It's
my
a bathing
goodness.
suit. Do I look pregnant right now?" Jeez.
Also, weird reason to say it.
When
They
it
could
comes
have
to
made
the-
it up. Not going, sorry, it looks like the two little faucets you got on your chest there.
Yeah, they were turned on. So.
Squirting or something. That's weird.
So weird. It sucks so bad.
Yeah, don't let that get to your head. That's a them problem, not a you problem, for
Okay.
sure.
Well, I went and proceeded to my Bloody Mary. Thank you.
That's what my daughter Declan does. She shames people in public. She doesn't really say embarrassing things. But one time we were at a Red Robin, yum, and she was sitting there and she got really quiet, and I was like, "What is about to happen?" Right? And she stands up on the booth. This is a few years ago, so she's 6 years old. She stands up on the booth. She turns around and she points at somebody. She's like, "You stop chewing with your mouth open, and when you mouth fart, you say excuse me." The person burped and didn't say excuse me. She called it a mouth fart back then.
What did you do?
I was like, all right, well.
Checks out.
Also, that was a loud mouth fart, sir.
Yeah, and you are chewing with your mouth open. We can all hear it.
Here's another thing on the list of the most embarrassing things kids have said or done in public. One parent said, "I'm currently 38 weeks pregnant, and my 6-year-old told a cashier, 'My mom looks fat when she's naked, but when she's wearing clothes, she looks pregnant.'"
Oh, my goodness.
The cashier said, "Thank you for sharing."
What else do you say?
Yeah, what else do you say?
Tell me more.
Thank you for sharing.
Another thing from the list says, when we were in a health and beauty shop, there weren't too many customers, and we were talking about our holidays as we were shopping for suntan lotion. And then my 5-year-old pipes up with, "Remember when they closed the pool because you pooped in the pool?"
I have never pooped in a pool.
I haven't either, but apparently that parent did, and their kid did not let them forget it.
I wouldn't let you forget it
Yeah,
either.
that's when you get in an argument with your kid in the store. Be like, "You pooped in the pool, not me. I'm an adult. I would never do that.
It's good
Put that on me."
It's good parenting.
Yeah.
Gaslight early.
Yeah, gaslight everybody. Everybody, he pooped in the pool, not me.